we have to once again end up in the weird position of giving credit to Marjorie Greene for saying something rational, something compassionate, that if she were a Democrat would be the absolute bare minimum of what we would expect of literally any person. If she was a random person, it'd be the bare minimum, but she's a Republican. And so this is far and away better than basically any other Republican out there. And I want to encourage it. I would love other Republicans to join her in this area. And so she has called the war in Gaza a genocide. She has attacked Republicans for their evil commentary on the genocide and on the starvation. And I want to give you an example of that. So this is a tweet that we had showed on the previous episode of the show. Congressman Randy Fine, who should have been literally run out of Congress as a result of this. He tweeted, "Release the hostages. Until then, starve away." This is all a lie anyway. It amazes me that the media continues to regurgitate Muslim terror propaganda. Yeah, it's not a lie, it's not a myth. He knows it's not a lie or a myth. He doesn't care if these innocent kids starve to death. That's what he said. Release the hostages, until then starve. So if you're like a 2-year-old who weighs half what you should, get off your ass and release the hostages, you baby. Why are you not doing that? Until then, you deserve to starve. That is what this full-grown man, who has never experienced one moment of starvation in his life, would say to you. I personally think if he doesn't believe that there's any issue with getting access to food or medicine or whatever, go spend a little bit of time in Gaza. Congressman Randy Fine, I'm sure you'll be fine because it's all a myth. It's all Hamas making up stuff. Why don't you go? I'll set a challenge. You survive for 72 hours at Gaza. And if you do, I'll shut up about this story for the rest of my life. But of course, he's never going to do that. He probably tweeted that from a fancy dinner that a donor paid for. In any event, I guess I didn't need to attack him for that comment because weirdly, Marjorie Greene actually did, tweeting, and I will continue to criticize her for way too long messages on social media, but that's okay. There's a good point to this one. I remember the first time I met Randy Fine when he was a candidate. We were being told he might actually lose a seat because the strong Trump district couldn't relate to him and didn't like him. And he was apparently telling her he's looking forward to moving to Washington, and he hadn't even won yet. And she was telling him, you shouldn't want to live in Washington. You should live in the district that you represent. You know, the whole representative thing. Now, I don't think that she is actually a good representative for the people that she represents, but okay, as a rhetorical point, I like what she's saying here. He was adamant that he did not want to live in the district. And I thought, no wonder the district doesn't want to elect him. And she now says, based on him calling for starving innocent people and children, they must be ashamed of him. And honestly, I don't even know that they are with the way America is. It's the most truthful and easiest thing to say that October 7th in Israel was horrific and all hostages must be returned, but so is the genocide, humanitarian crisis, and starvation happening in Gaza. But a Jewish U.S. representative calling for the continued starvation of innocent people and children is disgraceful. His awful statement will actually cause more anti-Semitism. I have no idea about literally any of that, but you do not get to just say it's just a lie when you're calling for it. He said starve away. He wants to see the starvation, and she's actually pointing it out. There are a limited number of other conservatives in elected office that are sort of on her side. Angus King opposing any support for Israel amid the Gaza crisis. And the American people are way ahead of our representatives. They do not represent us in that they are behind us on this. Only 32% in the US back Israel's military action in Gaza. That is a new low, and you can see it trending down. It was at 42 in the run up to the last election. By the way, Democrats are at 8%. 8%. And so we see the Democratic leadership that's like, oh, all these young radical people running for office, they don't understand where America's at on this topic. No, you don't understand, Chuck Schumer, where the American people and certainly where Democratic voters are at on this. Sharon, what do you think? You want to give credit to Marjorie Greene?
I do. She's, in my view, been wrong about a lot. And I think you do make a strong point that she also is reacting to something that is just so obvious. But I give her credit for reacting when so many of her colleagues and Chuck Schumer are not. He should have several seats. He should shut up already, okay? And take the blinders off. Because if I can't trust you on an issue that is so black and white, it really is. We're talking about kids starving. Just shut up. If I can't trust you on that, I don't trust you on anything. That to me is the litmus test here. So yeah, I give Marjorie Greene credit, and I hope she keeps on keeping on. Yes, they're long, the social media posts. I agree with you on that, but keep going, Marge. They're so long.
Concise, man. AI will trim it down or whatever. Like, again, does this count as me being nice? I did insult her several times.
Yes. No,
I think it's still pretty nice.
Yeah.
I still disagree with her on all of the other issues, actually. And like, hey, like now that you have all these empathy for like their suffering, could you stop saying wildly Islamophobic things about like Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and stuff? It's not hard to not say that stuff. You could just stop at any point, actually. Is that asking? I'm asking too much. I apologize. Yeah, we'll see.